Everyone thought season 20 would be the victory lap, the happy ending, the proof that everything was worth it. But what fans are actually watching is something far more addictive, a slow, emotional unraveling that no one can look away from. This is not a love story. This is a reckoning, and every episode pulls back another layer, revealing tension, denial, and consequences that have been building for years. Stay with me, because once you see what viewers are really reacting to, you will understand why this season has become impossible to skip. Sister Wives Season 20 did not arrive quietly. It arrived like a slow-moving storm that viewers felt coming long before it made landfall. And what makes this season different from anything the show has delivered before is not a shocking twist or a dramatic exit, but the feeling that the story has finally caught up with the truth. Fans are not watching because they believe in a fairy tale ending. They are watching because something feels unfinished, unresolved, and exposed in a way that cannot be edited away. This season has become a mirror, reflecting years of unresolved tension, emotional imbalance, and unspoken resentment. And the audience senses it in every interaction, every pause, every forced smile. For years, the narrative centered on unity, faith, and commitment, but Season 20 strips those ideas down to their raw components and asks a question viewers have been waiting to ask out loud. What happens when the structure holding everything together disappears, and what remains is just two people facing the consequences of choices made in plain sight? The fascination comes from contrast, because what is being said does not match what is being shown, and audiences are incredibly skilled at reading that difference. They notice when reassurance sounds rehearsed, when affection looks transactional, and when comfort is replaced by obligation. And this awareness has turned casual viewers into analysts, replaying scenes, discussing body language, and sharing interpretations across social platforms, creating a shared experience built on observation rather than belief. Narrative guidance. This season feels less produced and more exposed. Moments linger longer, reactions are not cut away, and the discomfort is allowed to exist without explanation, which invites the audience to fill in the gaps. And those gaps are where obsession lives. The story no longer relies on conflict between multiple relationships, but instead focuses on the quiet tension within one relationship that now has nowhere to hide. The absence of other dynamics has created an emotional vacuum, and viewers sense the weight of that emptiness. The dynamic that once thrived on comparison, validation, and attention now feels heavy, isolated, and strained. And that shift is what keeps viewers glued to the screen, because it represents a rare moment in reality television where long-term behavior meets consequence in real time. The audience is not rooting for failure. They are witnessing accountability unfold slowly, and that process is both uncomfortable and compelling. The season captures subtle changes in tone, energy, and engagement, moments where enthusiasm fades, where patience wears thin, and where affection becomes conditional. And these changes resonate because they feel authentic rather than scripted. Viewers recognize patterns they have seen before in their own lives, moments when connection turns into maintenance, and when reassurance is sought not because of love, but because of insecurity. And that recognition creates empathy, curiosity, and tension all at once. The relationship at the center of the season is no longer presented as aspirational, but as complicated, layered, and unresolved. And that honesty is what drives engagement, because it feels earned after years of buildup. And as the season progresses, each episode adds another piece to a puzzle viewers have been assembling for years, a puzzle about power balance, emotional labor, and the cost of being chosen when choice becomes obligation. The show no longer tells the audience what to think. It simply shows them what is happening and trusts them to draw conclusions. And that trust has paid off because viewers feel respected, involved, and invested. The story feels bigger than a single family. It feels like a study in human behavior and relational dynamics played out under the weight of history, expectation, and public scrutiny. And that combination is rare. It creates a viewing experience that feels almost participatory, as if the audience is bearing witness rather than consuming entertainment. And that is why season 20 has become impossible to skip, because every episode feels like it matters, not because of what happens, but because of what it reveals. And with each reveal, the distance between perception and reality shrinks until there is nowhere left to look but forward. Indicators are signs of whether the relationship is moving forward or simply maintaining appearances. And because the show allows these moments to unfold without heavy narration, viewers feel empowered to interpret meaning for themselves. This autonomy strengthens investment because fans are no longer passive, they are engaged analysts, piecing together a long-running story, finally reaching a point of reckoning. Season 20 does not offer easy answers or clear resolutions. Instead, it presents a relationship at a crossroads, shaped by history, habit, and unresolved emotion. And that ambiguity is exactly what makes it impossible to stop watching. Every episode feels like it might contain a turning point, a realization, or a shift that changes everything. And until that moment arrives, viewers remain locked in, watching closely, waiting for the truth that has been building for years to finally speak for itself. Season 20 proves that time always tells the truth, and the drama is far from over. If you want every behind-the-scenes update and every shocking twist, hit subscribe now and join our insider community so you never miss a moment.